It's not even going to wait for the 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we were already. He was counting.
Yeah, I get church right here at Canonsburg, UP Church 112 West Pike Street, Canonsburg, PA 15317. 724-745-0800 is our office. If you'd like the pastor's personal number, just mention it in the comments, and I'll
there we go.
shoot you off.
Welcome back, Al.
Thanks. You too.
Welcome.
Thank you. I was here Wednesday last week, so yeah.
Wow.
You know, ladies and gentlemen,
Kids of all ages.
Both of these men.
Brother booming on stages. I'm sorry, I was quoting a Canadian rapper from the 90s there.
Both of these friends have been to Florida in the last week.
Would you like to go?
I sure would.
Go.
We had room in the back seat.
Thanks. You know, I would never go in a car.
I know. Could you imagine him sitting still that long?
Well, could you imagine having to drive down with them?
Could you imagine?
Even worse.
Could you imagine the first time I smoked a cigarette and just blew it right past?
You know what I would do?
Stop the car and push me out.
Oh, no, not stop the car. You just reach over. So there's this joke move that we have.
I burn you with my lighter.
You hit the
eject.
The
door.
Seat belt.
Yeah.
Reach over, open the door as you're turning. It happens in movies all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
I don't think it's possible, but to actually do it. But.
I didn't think it was. But anyway, they've been in Florida. Where's Ken Klink been?
Right here.
You know,
at Canonsburg, UP Church.
Staple like potatoes.
You were stapled to the bench.
I'm stapled like potatoes.
He's a tomato today.
All right, tomato. Yeah, yeah. Now, last week.
Are you sore about that?
Sore?
Sore.
As in, you went to Florida, I didn't?
Yeah.
Not pleased.
Yeah. Disappointed.
I'm disappointed. Yeah, I mean,
bitter. Resentful.
No, not bitter. No. Let's not go down the whole Dawn.
So not
calm. Stop, Dawn.
So this is really just for television.
No. Well, yeah, but no. But last week, if you remember, we talked about. What did we talk about? Do you remember?
Prayer?
No.
The church. Being the church. Yeah. That's an interesting way of doing it. Yes. Being the church.
Yeah.
The people.
These.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
I was thinking about that.
Uh-oh.
People.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we get a nice group of people here on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
But, I think, wouldn't you agree that church is not high on the list of priorities as it once was on a Sunday morning for people?
Some people?
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you agree?
People that come to church, it's a high priority. I think the people that show up here, it's a pretty high priority.
Right, but I mean, the people that decide that they want to go shopping and this isn't a bad thing, but their children are in sports or whatever the reason, they're not making church the priority on a Sunday morning. And I particularly know of a church family whose sons wanted to wrestle for a school district, and the parents went to the school district and said, my boys will wrestle for you, but not on Sunday mornings. You can have them afternoon on Sundays, but not before that, thinking that the coach would have said no. Guess what the coach said?
Coach said yes.
Yes.
Coach said, yeah. It's hard to make those value decisions.
Well, it is, and those are values.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, how do we get that back?
One person at a time is one way to do it. Even just sharing that story, like, hey, somebody said that they value the community, their church community, and the time to worship so much that they made that decision. Then someone else might say, maybe I could do that too. I see the value in that. I want to be a part of that. I'm going to make that decision. And all of a sudden you have positive momentum.
And just because we meet here once a week on Sundays, doesn't mean that you have to come any more than that if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But we would like you to, of course, become active within our congregation family.
Yeah.
But
I would say at the same time too, I think what's true is that people are living out their faith day to day, but maybe are not able to be physically present in worship every Sunday like they might be able have been in the past. And it's like a both in. Like, to be honest with you, I'd much rather the person who says, listen, I'm going to live out my faith day to day, than the person who's showing up for an hour on Sunday
and thinking they did that,
and then lives their life in not reflecting Jesus at all.
well, that's your job.
What?
As the shepherd, you're going to show them how to live that life.
Yeah, but we have to make that choice. I have to make that choice.
Right.
Throughout
Well, we
the
all
week.
have to make that choice.
Like Al's-
and those people have to make that choice.
Yep.
Is to make that life, that kind of lifestyle, appealing. And it has to be appealing to them. I think sometimes people look through the glass in a church and think there's a bunch of fuddy-duddies in there, or weirdos, or
Well, weirdos is true.
Bible-thumping bandits.
You are here every week.
Yeah, I was going to say. Hey, you know what? So this is a perfect segue. Backwards.
Yeah.
So Al,
Speaking of
you
weirdos.
were gone. You were gone for. You weren't gone for 2 weeks. You were gone for a week.
Yeah.
Week and a half. Week.
Yeah.
Week.
One Sunday.
One Sunday. But yeah.
I
So
left on a Sunday, came home on Monday.
okay. So here's how did you, as a follower of Jesus, how did you live out your faith while you were traveling?
Wow.
I can tell you how he did that.
Well, let's let Al.
I know what he's going to say.
You do.
Yep. Yep.
Well, boy, that's tough.
Want me to help you?
Yeah, help me.
Did you see a sunrise?
No,
Did you see a sunset?
not particularly.
And well, then I don't know what the heck he's going to say.
I mean, I was up for a sunrise and a sunset.
But you didn't appreciate them.
Oh, I got one. I got one for you.
Go ahead.
All right. So I think I mentioned this last week, right? So Bridget and I were traveling while you were traveling,
Right.
And I got a phone call, and Al says, I couldn't pick up the phone. Called him back later, but his voicemail said, "Hey, we're traveling through. Love to get together with you and Bridget, and Brennan and Hannah, his girlfriend." And it was implied. Maybe it wasn't true. I thought he was going to actually pay for dinner. Maybe he wasn't.
I
See,
was.
okay, there we go. So even better. So he was the generosity and hospitality was offered. Now we couldn't take you up on the offer because we were very far away from. We were an hour and a half away.
I even did
and-
the research at church the Sunday
I felt-
before. I talked to Aiden, made sure
Yep.
that Brandon was still had a
Still
girlfriend.
dating, yeah.
What's her name?
Yep. Oh, I was impressed.
So I had
When-
her name and everything.
When I got that voicemail, I'm like, Al, you are on it.
You called Aiden.
No, I talked to Aiden.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Before during between services, and because I knew I was going to be maybe seeing Brennan, and I just wanted to make sure that he still had a girlfriend. What was her name, and how things were.
Oh, you
going.
can. I mean, that's. Talk
So
about
when I
trophies.
left the message for Dawn, I said, I'd like to meet with you
Yeah.
and Bridget and Hannah.
And Hannah, yeah.
I would have loved to too.
First girlfriend.
We had dinner with Bridget's aunt and uncle and sister and niece, and that was nice. Would have loved to have been able to get together, the six of us. If it had been a day earlier, we could have done it. But actually, that's one thing for me. I did see some sunsets. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Got a chance to worship with Brennan's. The church that Brennan's been attending with his girlfriend, his couple of friends.
Oh, what kind of church is it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a
Little church, big church?
They have 3 services.
Oh.
But their sanctuary is probably half the size,
Okay.
maybe less than ours. So,
Okay.
but it was cool. It was
Cool.
I didn't go to church last Sunday when I was in Florida. I went to a baseball game instead.
Okay. All right.
Actually, I enjoy, when I travel, I enjoy going to church in a strange place. I don't mind looking for it either.
I enjoy some.
Yeah.
There's sometimes I'm not.
Yeah.
So.
I found one in Miami that was really Miami Community Church.
That reminds me.
What?
I forgot. I was all primed, and I said this to somebody. I said, I'm going to take a picture of that church, and I'm going to tell Kenton that I'm interviewing. This is all a ruse. I've done that at least twice.
What? I missed what you said there.
I said I found a church. I was driving by and I pointed it out to somebody. I said, I'm going to take a picture of that church, and I'm going to tell Kenton I'm interviewing.
Well, you did that to me one time.
At least I think I've done it twice.
Once or twice, because I like, there's this little church and the steps coming down and there and standing in front of it. I said, what?
I think that one we were meeting up with Bridget's sister in Maryland.
I don't know where you were.
For like a lunch.
I don't know, but he played on all my paranoias. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Now,
was gonna do it again, but
now you know what? You want to leave?
yeah, I know. It's been long enough. I've annoyed him enough. So yeah.
But how did I show my Christian values when I was down there? That's what
did you?
your, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
your that's what your question is.
Hospitality, even the offer of it is.
I just think that I think I try to do it all the time. I mean, people that you meet walking down the street, when you look them in the eye and acknowledge
Oh,
that
yeah.
they're there and say hello to them, even
have
though
to
you
look them
don't
in the eye.
you don't know who they are. You know, being courteous, walking across the street and hurrying when. One of my biggest pet peeves is people who just think that they have the right of way and they can just walk right across the street in front of you and not even think twice about it. And why did you just do that, Kenton?
Let's just say that I almost needed a shovel to peel him up off of either the road or the front of the Mack dump truck. But
It was clean another block away yet. Okay? I'm old, but I'm not that old.
You know, we were riding up an elevator in this apartment building, and a gentleman got on, and we were dressed to go fishing. I think we were going to go fishing, and he was all dressed up and had a bow tie on, and said to him, "Wow, you got some big event to go to." And he says, "Well, I'm just coming from a funeral."
Well, I get that.
You try to open up into a conversation with somebody you don't even know, and
Yeah.
sometimes you say the right things, and sometimes you don't say the right
Oh,
things.
did you say, oh, I'm sorry?
Sure.
Yeah.
And we had a pleasant conversation.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I get one a lot of times if I stop at the drugstore, the store, after church or a funeral, they'll say, where are you going or where have you been? And I'll say, funeral, and it'll be, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, nah, just, it's okay.
So I think your personality has a lot to show.
Oh,
your
absolutely.
Christian values and just being
You want people
positive,
to see Jesus in you.
being positive about life, being positive
Kind.
about, and kind.
Kindness is very
generous,
important.
yeah.
Kindness is really, really, really
Wheel-wee.
really important. Yep.
So
Yep. Kindness.
yeah.
Your face is red.
Is it?
Yeah. Did I just embarrass you?
No, you squeezed my neck. You constricted blood flow.
I was hoping blood would pop out
Well,
of the
while
top.
you were, this past Sunday was the Sunday you missed. You were in Florida still.
Yep.
I was, along with 50 of my closest friends,
On a retreat.
Oh yeah.
Pine Springs Camp. It was marvelous. We have more snow than I've ever had up there.
And that's one thing that's been lacking from the church.
Did you
Yes.
Did you tube?
100%.
Wow.
My phone has got way too many videos of people
Going
tubing,
down.
going over the.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
Oh, it was epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the next couple, today's email and the newsletter, I think both mentioned a little something about it. So putting together a video to share some highlights, which is pretty cool. So I know you and Linda have been a couple times.
Yeah.
Once. Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. So maybe next year we can.
I've never.
Open invitation, man.
Yes, you're welcome to come.
Yep. You
And
got
then-
to figure it out.
That's not.
If we figure out preaching,
Well, that's
I know it's
secondary.
like a yeah, I know.
Yeah. You know.
We can sing a cappella.
Look,
Ooh, that's right.
You know how whenever you send that order of worship every week,
Yep.
and you have Kenton does this, Dawn does this, blah 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 blah. Look how many more times it says Kenton than it says Dawn.
Not so much Kenton does this. It's more like Kenton. Here's the things you need. Yeah. Anyway,
I rarely skip something. Rarely.
I heard
okay?
about this Sunday.
What happened Sunday?
Not online. We won't bother.
What? I didn't do anything on Sunday.
Did you get
I know, that's the problem.
Did you get the service online out there?
So what we did is we actually broadcast a few songs
I saw.
and a prayer. So
okay.
I wasn't sure what the quality
I wondered why it was
gonna
just
be.
9 minutes, but okay.
It was so a couple reasons for it. One, I wasn't sure.
Well, it was
whether,
working.
Yeah, good. The second thing is what we did. I actually didn't preach.
There's a shock.
So we had done. This was actually really cool. So as part of our Saturday morning program, it ended with about 30 minutes or so where we created something of beauty. Brought us joy. We had a whole bunch of different. Everybody got a
Index
piece
card.
of canvas. A little 8x10 canvas, and they could paint, Mod Podge, whatever they could do. Lots of different things. So they did that, and then as part of the worship service, we invited them to share. What was it that you did? Why did you do that? And sometimes with that kind of thing, it can be.
So you put everybody on the spot.
Yeah.
No, they didn't have. No, you didn't have to.
Okay.
Optional. So, but it's like if you would like to, and a lot of people did. But I thought, that's definitely something that who knows what they're going to share. And I didn't want anybody to feel encumbered by, oh my goodness, this is going online.
Yeah.
So we didn't.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
a
that
little
was very considerate of you.
and once in a while,
Well, yeah.
not often, but once in a while.
Yeah. And I understand your mistrust about whether or not this is working.
Yeah, might not be
because
working right now. We might
I
be
know.
talking
I have
to
that
ourselves.
same mistrust every week.
Yeah.
I sit
so,
down with that same angst.
Yeah.
Also, so we have men's breakfast coming up, not this
Not
week,
this Saturday.
but next Saturday.
Yep. But before we even get there, though,
and
this
we have
Sunday we've got
communion.
communion. We were going to be installing Dan
Miller.
Miller as who's on his way. I think he's taking the slow route back.
Well, look, if he's not here for Sunday, I'll
He'll be
take
here
his
Sunday.
place.
He's gonna be our lay leader.
Yeah, both services.
Yep.
Oh,
So,
good.
which means that's right. We only have to install him in one service. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking.
Oh, well, he'll leave after the.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to him about that. Anyway, so that we've got a guest, Greg Davis from Pine
yeah.
Springs Camp's going to be here.
Oh, good.
Is he having a little speech or is he just going downstairs?
Very little bit. Introduce him during the children's moment.
Oh, okay.
And I bet you he brings cinnamon rolls.
No, you know
Cinnamon
why?
rolls. Why?
Come on. They closed?
No. That's still open. Pie shop in
Why?
in Laughlinton.
Laughlin.
Still open. Yep. Pancake breakfast. So we
It's
got
Sunday.
Kids for Camp pancake breakfast.
Oh, on Sunday. That's
So what's
right.
wrong with cinnamon rolls?
Free cinnamon rolls. We'd
You
never
could sell them for $4 a piece.
We wouldn't sell a single pancake. Here's this. You know what? You know what I could do? I have to go up tomorrow.
Oh, you could
To
stop
Pine
it.
Springs.
I could stop by.
You're
and
going to
get-
Pine Springs tomorrow.
I do. I have to go to Pine Springs tomorrow.
Man, I
You
might
have a
have to come
meeting.
visit you in your office.
You have a
tomorrow.
meeting.
I do. Yeah. Tomorrow. I might. If I've got time, I will stop by.
Stop and get something good.
Okay. Cinnamon rolls. They're good.
That's fine.
What time are
Share
you getting
them.
back?
I got some visits afterwards. I'll give you a buzz.
All right.
They are good. Well, you know what? The camp had good cinnamon rolls.
Did they?
Yep.
Homemade.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't go and buy
So when you go on retreat, who
Yep.
does make the food?
the camp.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Ellie does.
Yep. Ellie Davis.
Oh, so you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yep. Yeah, we start with. So we just grabbed pizza. We don't start until Saturday morning. So Saturday morning breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then Sunday we have a continental breakfast and then a late brunch.
Oh, I thought maybe, so that's after worship, you have the late brunch.
Yes.
Okay.
So we start with the
And then it's
continental
over.
breakfast, we worship, and then brunch. Yeah.
So what time did you get home on Sunday?
Well, I stuck around.
Okay.
I had some conversations to have as part of my role with the camp, and I got home about 5 because I also got groceries.
Oh,
Real excited. You all want to know.
well, I was concerned about the cats too. I mean, that was,
They were fine.
I know, but
Yeah. One night.
I know, 2 nights.
2 nights.
Yeah.
They were fine.
Well, they're cats, so.
Yep. They had 2 of them though. They
Well,
can play with each
was
other.
Oreo waiting for you when you came through the door?
I was there at 5 o'clock. My family was back at like 2.
Oh.
1:30. We took 2 cars.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Okay.
Oh my.
Why, did
kids-
Bridget have to work on Sunday?
Well,
Oh, okay.
again, a lot of things that everybody cares about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're just
A
gabbing.
lot of fun things happening this Sunday for worship, though. And before we even get to, we'll talk about this next week. But next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, March
is
the
1, 2, 3.
Ash Wednesday.
So, on your radar, 7 o'clock for service,
7 o'clock, 6 o'clock for
6
soup.
o'clock for dinner downstairs.
Soup and sandwich dinner.
Sandwiches. Yep.
6 and 7.
And that starts the season of
Kent.
Lent.
Lent.
Oh, Lent.
Lent.
I've been meaning to talk about that because, when does Lent start? What's the date?
Ash Wednesday.
Which is March the
March the
5th. The 5th.
5th, yep.
Okay, so that also, as we enter that month of March,
Yeah.
it's also the season of Kent. It's the Kenton season.
Is it now?
Listen,
It's
listen.
not the Lenten season.
Listen, last year.
It's the Kenton season.
Last year we had the Kenton season.
No, we have the Kenton season this year.
Oh, my
Because you know what happens on what day?
March the 23rd.
He's entering his eighth
80th?
eighth decade.
8th decade.
No, 8. Come on, I beat.
Ninth, maybe it's the ninth.
9th decade?
First.
Al's right.
You know what? I am going to sneak in your house tonight and
Eighth.
scare you.
Eighth decade.
7-0.
Oh man! But
Seven-
so that's why it's the Kenton
70.
season. Now you guys are going to have a lot of fun with that because
Oh, yeah.
the 26th is a Wednesday.
Is your birthday on a Wednesday this
No.
year?
It was on a Wednesday
It
last
was on a
year.
Wednesday last year. This year it's on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So you have this whole time, this hour.
So we don't even have to talk about it this year. That's good.
That's perfect. Excellent.
We won't have to talk
But he is
about
turning
it.
70. Like, I feel like it's a big number. It's like an old man number.
I
Like
know.
before, you're in your 60s. You're like, okay, 60s
No.
a new 50. It's not a.
No, the
you know.
60s are not like that at
No,
all.
the
okay.
70s, though.
80's just around the corner.
Oh.
What?
You think,
80's just around the corner.
Well,
think he's going to live to see that?
no.
Sure.
I hope not.
Quit. The quality of his life is so high now. If it gets any better.
You know what?
What?
I've had it with you.
Have you?
Yes.
And?
I don't know. I don't
talk.
know.
All talk.
It is all talk. It's
Oh,
all
mercy.
talk. Mercy me.
Okay, so one thing, nothing to do with the church, but I'm just going to tell you,
Okay.
I am ready for the spring.
What do you mean?
I love the winter retreat. I love the snow, but it's gone now, at least here. I'm ready to move on. You ready to
Well,
move
dude.
on?
No.
You're
No.
not?
No. Winter's not over yet.
You want
oh.
more winter?
Absolutely.
Oh, winter's not over yet by any.
Oh, listen, I love winter. I love it. But I just like an orderly
Oh, I know what we
transition.
didn't talk about.
An orderly transition of
I
power.
can't believe I thought about this.
Uh-oh. It's on the call sheet's right there. I don't see anything else.
Canada,
What about Canada?
United States.
Oh man, it was awesome.
There-
It was. Let me tell you, I wore like 4 different items that were Canadian. I made sure I had my Bengals hat, but I also had a Canada hat. I had a jersey. I was like, oh yeah, and
You mean his hockey tournament?
yeah. So
What was that all about?
it was the 4 nations, so it was an international.
Do they do that
tournament.
every year?
No, first time they've done this.
First time.
Okay.
Canada, U.S., Finland, and Sweden. You'll notice a certain team that
But they
represents.
played in Canada and they
Canada,
played
US.
in the U.S.
Yeah, just
Okay.
the NHL kind of sponsored the tournament, so
Canada
yeah.
beat the United States.
Canada beat the United. So that happened on Thursday night, and I showed up. I was wearing like a plaid shirt, or whatever. And somebody said, "I can't believe," and I can't believe you're not saying anything. And of course, I was wearing a shirt that had Canada in it.
Of course
I had like 3 or 4 items. Of
course
it was
you
a
did.
great game. Great game.
I knew you.
Did you
didn't
watch
have-
it?
No.
Who played in it? The professional hockey players?
Yeah.
NHLers.
Yeah. Why was Sidney
Was it-
Crosby on Canada?
Because he's Canadian.
Oh,
He
okay.
scored the overtime winner
I knew.
14 years ago.
Oh.
For
He's in this country with a green card too.
That's right. Yeah.
Why? Okay. Well,
Meanwhile, the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs is an American.
oh, really?
Yeah, Matthews. So yeah,
Matthews is not a Canadian name.
he's got a big mustache. And, yeah,
Oh, he's a Canuck.
yeah. But McTavish is
McTavish?
yeah. He's
Wow.
probably the best hockey player right now in the world, and He scored the winner in
And
overtime.
he was from where?
Edmonton. He plays for the Oilers.
But McTavish would be,
Where is he from? I don't know.
that would be
He's Scottish.
Scottish, yeah.
Scottish heritage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, it's not as English as you are.
McCavage?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I don't. I'm just,
Oh,
you're the only English person that I know.
okay.
I mean, English.
my great grandfather was born in England.
Like I say,
Yeah, but I got English on both sides. Both of my great grandparents England.
Really? Yeah. I don't know about
Al is pure.
pure.
Well, you're
as the driven
a
snow.
runt.
You mean mutt?
Mutt, yeah.
Yeah, runt is the,
Pure, mutt, and then
I'm glad we've made the ethnic turn in this video.
Yeah.
ethnic.
Anyway, so I was gonna say, looking at as our time is winding down,
Our time can't possibly be winding
last
down.
couple of things that we should be mindful of. You got nothing. Yeah.
Look both ways before you cross the street. Yeah, don't go out without your galoshes.
You know, I thought we were in for something good today because
So did
before
I.
we started, I said, "What are we going to talk about?"
I talked
Kenton-
about the people.
Kenton says, "Don't worry, I've
People.
got it.
I want.
We've
I
got
want.
a great
I
subject
want.
to talk
I
about
want
today.
people to realize that this should still be an integral
People
part
matter.
of their life.
People matter. Yeah. Well, here's the way I would say it. Ready?
Sure.
You matter. We miss you. We love seeing you. We love being a part of worship with you. And so when we get together, when you're here, when we're here, it's just so much better. And I understand. It's been 2 Sundays since I've been in this sanctuary worshiping with you all. I've been here most of the week, but Sundays. So I'm looking forward to being back with you.
I had no one to communicate with from pulpit to.
Cassandra didn't banter.
She didn't banter with me whatsoever.
Did Debbie banter?
Debbie did not banter with me either
Oh, okay,
whatsoever.
so you're due.
I'm due for some banter.
So I'll be-
No, but you'll have in between services when Debbie was here, I had questions about the sermon like I usually
Good.
do with
Yeah,
you,
and she
I-
answered them.
And I brought them up with her. We had a little bit of a discussion
She's
about
wonderful.
it. Yeah.
She's great.
She's a nice lady.
Love her.
So
Yep.
you're not the only one I question
Oh,
about
good.
what you have to say up there in the pulpit.
Yeah.
He questions my music.
But he
Is
should.
it really music?
No.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if it's really music. What if in heaven music is colors?
Well, it can be displayed that way.
It
can be experienced
in
that
our mind. Yeah, if we were like tripping on LSD.
Yeah. I heard a really interesting thing about LSD. Some background about LSD. It was very fascinating.
And the government.
Yeah. I heard a little
Yeah.
bit more about,
And the Army?
That was before my time. No, I didn't hear anything about the Army.
Yeah.
That was before my time.
Well, they tested that on supposedly.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Oh,
Again, not the topic that I thought we were going to get on.
No, but
you know,
anyway.
Yeah.
So where was I?
So I think we're asking the church the question, have you got church?
Really?
Get
really?
church.
Have that
Get
question
church in
and
your life.
What are you going to play today?
Some music.
Yeah.
Some music.
Yeah.
All right.
Some music.
I'll introduce you to a new song.
Oh,
Awesome. All right. Stick around.
We'll be right back after Don plays his guitar
Don't
a little
forget
bit.
don't forget
and
to show up
He has
Sunday.
to set up the camera.
We're back
and
at
then
8:30 to
Al
11.
gets in his spot again, and then Don will play some more of the guitar.
can't play. His
And then
guitar's in
finally,
the case.
he'll finally turn the camera on, and I'll be like, it's time to go home. And you wonder why my videos are getting shorter, because he takes so much time.
I think he's running out of material.
But bye, everybody.
Bye. We'll be right back. Well, not right back, because